Hey y'all, welcome back to Reality Check, please. I'm your host, Cassie, and happy Wednesday. We are back with our recap of episodes 13 and 14 of Love Island Games. We uploaded our recap from yesterday's previous two episodes. So if you haven't watched those, make sure you go watch them and give us your thoughts on everything. We also uploaded our 1 Minute with God segment this morning. So if you are in need of a little midweek motivation, head on that way. It'll take you a few minutes to watch and or listen and you won't regret it. So before we jump in, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know your hot takes from the past two episodes. We are still on the road to 2,000 subscribers and I cannot do that without y'all's help. So with that all being said, let's jump right in. So episode 13 is where we saw Gabby and Kendall come out on top after they dueled Andreina and Marvin, which sent them packing after their duels. We also got to see our very first teams challenge, which I thought was pretty fun. However, I am so over Johnny and Gabby already. Like truthfully, they each got to pick their teams, and it took me back to like elementary where you were like in PE and you're picking teams like one and one. I'm so over Johnny, Tyreek, and Toby. Like we need to dismantle this team. We need to like separate them. They should have not given them the option. Love Island producers should have made it a way where they assured that they were going to be separated. I am so over this clicky Love Island Games friendship island. Like I am so done with it. Like as a viewer, I'm so annoyed with Johnny, Tyreek, and Toby. I need them out of my villa ASAP, like stats. However, I want to talk about the actual challenge because who else thought that balloon in that challenge was rigged? Something in that pump or in that balloon was sabotaging them. I think that it was rigged. There is no way that in the first round Nicola and Casey were able to win and beat. I think it was they went against who did they go against? I think they went against Johnny and Gabby. Whoever they went against, they beat them. But every round after that, Casey and Nicola's team were ahead, except for maybe Josh and Justine. Everyone else was ahead from the actual challenge until they hit the balloon. And somehow that balloon never popped, giving Gabby and Johnny's team the opportunity to come back and steal the round. There was no way that 2 or 3 times that this happened, something was wrong with that balloon, and I refuse to believe otherwise. This felt so forced that they wanted Josh and Gabby to win, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. At the end, we saw that ultimately Gabby and Johnny took the win, leaving Nicola and Casey's team vulnerable. At the end of the night, when they're back in the villa, a little like mixer thing, the winning couple, Gabby and Johnny, got a text asking all the Islanders to huddle up in secret. This is where we find out that they dubbed them the Power Team or the Power Squad. And this is where we see that they had the opportunity to choose who of the two girls and two guys that they wanted to pick to duel up against each other. Not only that, they gave them the diabolical Judas kiss to seal the deal. Poor Andrea, she was the only one probably advocating to not put Josh against Kendall or Casey. However, although it was a very unfortunate situation, I do agree with the choice only because Casey just got here and it would have been like another Marvin situation where a bombshell was not even here a day or two before they were sent home because of a duel when they haven't really been here to truly prove themselves. Kendall has been here long enough to prove himself. And ultimately, that's why I think that they put Josh and him up to duel against each other and Gabby and Nicola. Honestly, any of the girls would have been, I think, solid choices because all of them have proven that they can like hold their own, honestly. So I just felt bad for Gabby because she was literally in a duel like the day or two prior, also for Kendall, but that's Love Island Games for you. They have come to prove themselves. I do love how all of these Islanders kind of took it on the chin. Yes, tensions are high. Yes, it's a very unfortunate position to be in. Nicola has such a positive attitude. The way she says, like, it's fine, like, it's okay, cool, I'm gonna duel, I'm gonna win. I also love the way Justine showed up for her and like motivated her, walked her through, pepped her up, gave her all these pep talks. It was like beautiful to watch. At the end of the episode, we see Ariana show up and we see that the duel is ready to be done. Now, what did you think about this challenge? What do you think about the duel? I honestly knew that an accident was bound to happen. And unfortunately, we saw that in the second round with Nicola. Gabby took the first round. Yes, those medicine balls looked so heavy. Just by seeing the girls work with them, you could tell how heavy they were. I honestly knew that it was bound to happen, that one of them was going to get hurt. And unfortunately, we saw that Nicola got injured in the second round. However, it was a complete accident. And I felt so bad for both of them. Gabby, you could tell that she was heartbroken because that was never her intention. It's just a very unfortunate position to be in. You want to win, but you want to win fairly. And you could just tell she was so heartbroken for Nicola because Nicola wanted to continue the duel and she kept repeating it like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I want to continue, I can still play, I can still play. But her health comes first. And I understand that. So she must be so heartbroken. And the fact that she had to get walked off the set, she couldn't even say bye to the girls. My heart broke for everyone in that moment. It was such an unfortunate position to be in, I think, for everyone. But ultimately, we saw that Garby took the win. Same situation that happened with Johnny and Chris, where Chris broke his finger, I think. He could not continue the duel either. So, unfortunately, I think that you kind of come into this show knowing that you're not only putting like your heart on the line, but your potential like physical body. So injuries, bumps, bruises, scrapes, I think are about to happen, especially in games. But after their duel, we got to see Josh and Kendall go one on one and head to head with each other. I love the way that they just had great sportsmanship. The way that they said, good luck to each other before their first duel. That is so respectable because tensions are high. Not only that, these are like two best friends in the ring, knowing that one of them is about to be sent home and they're both in great couple connections. We saw Josh take the first round and the second round again by 1 second. That was crazy. I don't know what they were trying to do in the second round. I think they both realized that if they could just keep throwing one ball back and forth, that was like not a smart move in my mind because I don't know, that was just not a smart move in my end. But ultimately, we saw that they each had like two balls in their court and they were just throwing back one back and forth. And it's like, why would you waste your time doing that? And then risk a win. I don't know. It made no sense to me. I know a lot of the people and a lot of the public just can't stand Kendall. Yes, can he be messy? Yes, absolutely. But I would have much rather chosen Kendall over Johnny, Tyreek, or Toby at this point. And not even Toby. I really don't care. I think that he's only being egged on by Tyreek and Johnny. I want to see Tyreek and Johnny get humbled so hard, like so hard. That's just me. So the night ends with Kendall going home. Not only that, but going home by himself. We saw that Nicola, again, like I said, got walked off with the medics. The fact that three came out, with Chris, we only got to see one kind of just like check his finger. With Nicola, we got three medics. It was kind of scary. I was like, please, God, like let her be okay. But luckily, Ariana gave us the good news that she is okay. Just very probably sad that she could not finish the season. So our hearts are with Nicola. I know it's probably a very unfortunate and sad situation to be in for her to go out like that. I don't think anyone would want to, but she gave it her all. She was a good fighter. What do you guys think of this episode? I'm kind of excited to see how the rest of the season's going to go because I think Josh even said to Zay, he said, man, like when I come back in this villa after I win this duel, like it's on. I hope to the Love Island producers that they help us get Tyreek and Johnny out of here. I'm so done with them. But let me know what you guys think. Pop off in the comment sections and we'll catch you guys later. Bye, y'all. Happy Wednesday.